Hey everyone, this is my review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 6, called The Good Samaritan. And basically what this episode was about is that the shocking revelation and origin story of how Robbie became Ghost Rider is sort of like revealed in this episode. And then by the end of this episode, like the lives of Coulson and many of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sort of hang in the balance based on all the stuff that this episode reveals. And this episode did a really great job at sort of having all the stuff that the past few episodes have been building up and really taking all that stuff and combining it together and really taking it to the next level, which I really enjoy so much. It was a little confusing at first to see how the director sort of showed up out of nowhere demanding for Daisy and Robbie to be taken into custody. It felt a little odd because in the past episodes he's been so nice and willing and sort of up for anything. So then to see this demanding director was a bit surprising, but I also really enjoyed it to see that this guy can be a true director and can be forceful and demanding and in control of everything. I really enjoyed seeing that so much, but it was also really surprising to kind of see this final turnaround of the director and see him be a boss and all this stuff. But with that, I'm very curious to know what actually happened to Simmons, because they did show her talking to the director and him sending her off somewhere. But where did he send her off to and what's going on with her? I really can't wait to find out and hopefully know what actually happened to her. And then I really enjoyed all the really short sort of moments of conversation between certain members on the plane, where they're talking about Daisy and Robbie but also not really talking about them, to try and keep it a secret that they are still on the plane. And I really enjoyed that with how clever the writers did at having these sort of conversation points. And then I really enjoy what they decided to do for Robbie's whole origin story into being Ghost Rider, for the fact of how they decided to show it and organize it, and they did a really good job at not going too overboard with his story or how they decided to show it and stuff. They kept to the absolute basics and sort of left it there, and I love it so much for that they didn't go overboard with one thing or another or go too religious or not or all this stuff. They just kept to the very basics of his origin story, and I love it so much for that. And then the twist at the end of this episode of who the actual bad guy was, I was not really expecting at all. And I cannot wait till this show comes back in a few weeks to finally figure out how everything's going to turn out. Because I think some of the team members are missing now, kind of what happened to Simmons last season. Now these guys are missing, and there's also now a person who's super powerful, and Robbie's not really there anymore, I don't think. So, what's all gonna happen? I cannot wait till the show comes back in a few weeks and I can find out. So, yeah, that's my review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 6, called The Good Samaritan. So, yeah. Bye!